This is a rent-to-own townhome in Timothy's Landing for $550 a month. That's in Jacksonville, Florida, 32210, and it is a rent-to-own for $550 a month. I'll explain that in a second. We have these coming and going, kind of depending on when you're watching this video. It's obviously pretty popular, but this is exactly what you get. It's people are you get to get these things for a fraction of what people got them for a couple years ago, and with low interest rates, this is what the thing cost. And it is a rent to own, which means we do work with people with bad credit. And yes, we don't move anybody in unless we have a game plan and for them to be able to own a home. We help people that have been turned down by banks 3 times. We help people that don't think that they have a chance to own a home. As long as you have a job and you make money, there's a way for you to own a home, and we help people do that. So I'll go over the criteria here in a second, but when you get approved for a loan, that's what that's cost, $550. That's with the fee. I mean, it's insane. And if that's something you want, please fill out the form below, and I'll tell you exactly what it's going to take for you to get that. Some other cool things about condos are, there's low maintenance, no more yard work, if that's something you do. And, again, don't be scared about your ability to get approved. We can help people with bad credit as long as you have a job and you make money. Some of the other things that we really look for is steady employment. You can be at your job for a month basically and get a loan, but for the last 2 years you should be pretty steady employed unless you've had maternity or school or something like that. You have to pay your taxes. A lot of times it's hard for people that aren't W-2. If you have a paycheck they're taking taxes out of, you're good to go, and obviously you're paying your taxes every year. But that's important. You're going to have $2,000 to $3,000 at some point to be able to get in the home. And if a small, that's not money that you spend, that's money that goes into your piggy bank that allows you to get a payment like this that never changes. So you definitely have to care enough about it to get that. And from my experience, that's what happens. I mean, the people who have a job and make money, the ones who end up getting a home, they just have a strong desire to get a home. They just understand that renting is pretty much, 100% depreciation as soon as you write the check. When you write it, it's gone. With a little bit of work and effort, as long as you have a job and make money, you can get into a position where you can own something like this for a crazy low amount of money. I don't care. We know how to get people approved for loans. We know how to get people approved for mortgages in these type of townhomes. So if you have a strong desire to want a home and you have a job and you make money, fill out the form below, and we'll tell you exactly what it's going to take for you to get a home. If not, I'd like for you to see something, because I just don't think people understand what they're really throwing away with rent. Okay, this is something I have everybody do, especially people who are, it's very good to be excited. Most places right now you end up paying less for a mortgage than to rent the same property. And that is something to be excited about, but that just is not the whole story. People don't realize, even, very smart, educated people really don't realize the effects of just owning something and building equity as compared to renting. And a lot of people just don't realize that renting is, they really don't add it up. They just feel like they're paying $927 a month, but over time they're just killing their financial situation. This is a government website I send people to. It's ginniemay.gov. It's got a rent burst. It's a calculator that compares. You can put your situation in here. Would I be better off buying or renting? I know most people think, I know I'm going to be better off buying, but they don't realize by how much. This is a situation that just walked in my door. We've just sold a home to them this week. They're basically paying $927 in rent, and we're comparing that to a $100,000 house. Just keep in mind, right now, with taxes, insurance, everything out the door, your payment per $100,000 right now is around $700 a month. And there are places where you can get 0% down. The most that you'll ever really have to put down is 3.5%, so $3,500. Not very far off from first and last month's rent. Regular loan. The thing that people don't realize, there are no 6 or 7% interest rates. You either get qualified for the best one or you don't get anything. Those are some new regulations that came out. So this is what we have: people that can't get approved for a loan at 4 different banks come to us. Then we can get them the same rate as if it's not like we barely get them approved for a 7% rate. Everybody gets to enjoy the same low rates, which is what is the key that makes all this worthwhile. This guy just said he's going to stay in his home for 10 years. You can play with this, make it more or less. Long story short, right now if you go to look at the home prices, they say they're going by 1.6 to 1.7% appreciation. Doesn't even matter. I just threw that in there. That's less than inflation. But when you compare this guy's financial situation over the next 10 years, how much better off is he going to be? Buying puts him $90,000 to the better, because that takes the amount of money he's saving on, you know, the difference between paying a $927 payment and like a $700 payment, plus very small appreciation, plus the fact that, you know, you forget, you know, your mortgage payment's at $700 for 30 years. It's not like rent where it keeps going up and up and up. And, you know, just paying off a little bit of the mortgage, you know, you've got equity. So it's not like, most people just don't realize $90,000 for the next 10 years. How much money, you know, when you go to move from one rental to another, it's not like you get paid. When you have a house and you move from one place to another, you get paid. You know, this is why people invest in homes and rent them out to people, because you're doing this for them. It's not just a little bit of money, it's a lot. How many months out of the year do you work just to pay somebody else's mortgage? And if you don't think houses are appreciating, put it at zero. It doesn't matter. I mean, you'll never know, but you just can't get ahead renting. I think everybody knows that, but when you come and play with this, you really start to realize, man, I am just, you know, a gerbil in somebody else's maze. Even if you're staying somewhere 5 years and a house doesn't appreciate, you're still coming off so much better than buying. So if that's something that bothers you, then this is a service for you. If you have a job and make money on some time scale, you can be the person owning. Like we tell people, there's no blacklist of people that just can't ever own a house. It's just a matter of, do you want it? And if you come and look at these numbers, it's worth fighting for. How hard is work? I mean, how fun is work? If we go to work 5 days a week, 50 weeks a year, why don't we spend a couple hours a month and get our credit right so we can buy a house and take advantage of this? If that's you, please, you know, let us know. Let us help you get a home. If not, you really need to spend some time playing at this site, or, you know, you're just going to be the guy that can't get ahead, paying rent. You'll always be paying somebody else's bills. You want to turn that into an investment, let us know. We can help.